Good morning. Good morning.
Wow.
The day
Good
after.
morning. The day after. And man, these nights they get longer and longer.
Fuck that. No more.
Uh,
You're the pro at
listen,
this, not me.
listen, you know what? Losing 2 nights sleep a year to get some exciting releases isn't that bad.
To each his own,
And
brother.
yeah, that's
If
what
I
they
can
say.
click and have to pay another $15 or $20
Yeah.
more and sleep, as I learned, that I will be doing that from now on.
Uh, well,
But you
yeah, I
did
mean that's the
well.
thing. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is it's like if you don't mind paying hey Tony, if you don't mind paying a couple extra bucks, then
Then you
if
can.
it's worth
But
it to you, then you can.
yeah,
But you got to wait for it. You got to wait for it though. That's
yeah,
the
you don't get it
thing.
that day. So, but
Yeah.
no, you've good morning. It's Andy and Tom, and we're recapping
Yeah.
our April 20th record store day bonanza
Purchases? Yeah.
purchases. Credit to Tom, he found a new record
Yeah.
shop there
Yeah.
and did his usual.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I know. You felt the burn. Oh, yeah. One
oh,
night.
fact,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
fact, and we'll get to all that.
Uh,
We'll go through our
yeah.
stories of waiting and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and where we were in
Yeah.
line, and the stores we went to. We'll get to all that. Um,
I'm
good
surprised,
good morning,
David
James.
and I'm surprised David and his wife doesn't do this. The first time they were in line, they got a newspaper. Yeah, they made a newspaper. Or I got an article, and that was
Hi,
pretty cool.
Joan.
Hey, Joan, and then we got Tom here.
He says you finally get out of the basement.
No, I'm in the basement. I just turned the laptop around because a lot of sunshine is coming through on the other side. And there's MVP.
Oh, there's the
And
MVP. Good
yeah, yeah.
morning.
Good morning. Good
Oh, that
morning.
good
Yeah,
morning is
yeah,
John Sings. Oh, it was Black Friday was what you got in the paper, David?
yeah. 2015. Yeah, that was kind of like my first, or it might have been no, it was because the Family Way, Paul McCartney's Family Way
I remember
soundtrack.
that. Yes. I remember
Yeah,
queuing up for that.
that was the first purchase I made at a record store day, and then the after that it was all done. It was lights out, hook, line, sinker. Tom is hooked.
You're hooked. Man, you're an easy. You're
Yeah,
an easy. You're an easy. They could hook you in.
I am easy. I'm easy. Yep, like Carradine sang, "I'm easy."
um.
Anyways,
Yeah, we'll just wait and
so
see who pops on. But
yeah, yeah,
got our usuals
yeah.
here.
Yep. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you guys, Joan, I had made her daughter go out and buy her stuff for, because
Good
I
for
think
Joan.
she's back in Brazil or something like that. Beetle Eddie's here. How you doing?
Hello, Beetle Eddie.
But yeah, we got some stuff to show here in a few minutes. But yeah, being Michigan, I didn't do Black Friday last year because there was nothing I wanted.
Mm.
So I was actually kind of happy about that. So yeah, so you see the list. There are obviously three Beatles and Beatles are doing, four of the five camps were doing something. So well, I got to find a record store, and I did. Thankfully,
But
I was skipping. I got there.
Did you have any interest in the 3-inch singles
No,
that they were selling?
no,
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 I didn't think you
none
did.
whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Um,
Yeah,
and that crappy ass Crosley turntable that they were selling, which were going like hotcakes at the store I was at.
yeah. So I know our buddy Mitch Axelrod got one. He's going to be doing a review video on that soon. So good, he wanted one, so good for him. He
If
got
that's
one,
what you're
and
into,
yeah,
great.
yeah,
I don't know. I thought,
yeah,
Crosley is a horrible, horrible brand of turntable, and then they're gonna, you can play little 3-inch records on it, fine. But that's what people liked. That's what people liked, and they went
right.
for it. I had no interest in the official three. What was it? Three singles they
They
had.
were three singles. The record player itself was $1.99.
That is
199
crazy
bucks. So
for that.
and
I
then
was go
they
ahead.
were going for well over $400 on eBay too that morning. We were looking. I was talking with some people. I know the one lady girl in front of me. She wanted it, And we were looking up online if she wasn't able to get it. 450, $420 people were trying to get for it. So
For that I mean, that's
mm,
more collector memorabilia crap for me. That's not a vinyl purist thing. But if that's what you like, great. I had no interest in that whatsoever.
right.
I must say, this was the first time I was really excited about Record Store Day in quite some
Yeah.
time.
I
Really.
was happy about that because I mean I like to share this experience with people, and it just sucks when like like I'm the only one. Oh, and he didn't do anything because he didn't want anything, or or just the Beatles related releases. But you actually had some other stuff to be excited about,
Yeah,
so
you
that
went
was
for
cool.
just the camp stuff. Then nothing outside of the
Right,
Beatles or solo was really you were into, and that's
right,
cool. I just saw a lot of stuff this year on the list where I was like, I think I want to try to get that, and I got to give my
right.
local place a plug here, near me, which is a couple towns away. Factory Records in Dover. They
Okay,
opened up about 4 or 5 years ago, and they're massive. I wouldn't call them like they're not like Zia, but like I put them on the
right.
map with like the In Groove. I'd put them on that level.
Okay,
Maybe not as good as the In Groove. I mean, but maybe like a little bit below the In Groove, which was the record store that was out in Phoenix by Tom, which when I visited it in
right.
2021 was just an awesome place. I mean, probably one of the best record stores I've ever been in.
Yeah, Ingroove is fantastic, and they live stream that event every year, every record
Yeah,
store,
that's cool.
every record store.
That's cool. So, well, let's recap our journeys and
Yeah,
when how you
yeah.
decided to go. What time did you camp out?
I got to well, luckily I was only 5 miles away from the record stores that I went to, so that was good. And Van Dyke between 14 and 15, and I got there at midnight, and
Hmm.
there were already four people in line. So I'm not the only whack job out there.
And the way that
Hey, look,
that record
record.
store works is you wait online. The doors open up at what,
Yeah,
8?
8 a.m. And then first come, first serve. There's no number system, no bracelet system, no everything. You just get there. Whoever's first in line
Do they
gets to
only
the
let a
store
certain
first.
amount of people in the room at a time?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it was like the first two people, the second two people, and then I went in.
Right.
So and that's kind of cool. I mean, the thing that sucked though is they had the everything in crates, so I had to go flip through everything. I had to type, my way through the record, and I hate that because at Zia they had like all their rows, and everything was in alphabetical order. You just walked and you picked what you wanted, and you're out the door in 5 minutes.
Oh,
With the
it's on
trays,
the wall.
yeah, they're on the shelving system. Yeah,
Gotcha, gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll get to
yeah,
that, Scott, as we get through the show. I'll get to it. Letting
yeah,
Tom
yeah.
talk here.
So yeah, so got there at midnight. Got established with the four people in front of me, and then people started trickling in hour after hour. By the time the store opened, there was at least 50 to 60 people behind me. So
Okay.
that was yeah, and then plus there was a little breakfast shop in the same shopping mall. So it's that opened at 6, so was able to get a bite to eat and some coffee. Um, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, so that's how I started. I got in line at 12
Midnight.
o'clock in the morning. Yeah, midnight. And let me tell you, I mean, I dressed warm, but it was still chilly.
Did you bring a chair at
It's not it.
least?
Yeah, yeah, brought a chair.
All right.
Not Arizona anymore. So you gotta dress a little warmer for these things.
Just a
But I
bit.
tell you, about 2 a.m., I said, screw it. Everybody is respectful with their spots. Once you got your spot, people see it, and that's it. That's it. So I went to the car for a couple hours. So I didn't have to sit outside. So
Oh, that's nice.
that
So
was
nobody's like, oh, you left, so
yeah.
I'm going to jump your spot or whatever. That's nice.
Right, yeah, yeah. So, and then it opened at 8, but we can get to that once you start
So, but like, in other words,
talking
like
about.
8 and then in and out, right? Basically,
Yeah,
5 minutes? You
basically.
saw what you wanted and you were out?
The person that was first in line wanted about 50 things.
Oh,
Okay, so that it took forever. Plus, she had a friend that she was getting things, and I was really pissed off about this because then
why?
she had a friend that was like 15 people back, and she was getting things for him too, which I almost said something about. And if something was taken that I wanted, I would have caused some shit. But
But what can you do, though,
um,
really? As long as she's not taking two of the same title, you can't do
Oh,
nothing.
but she was because she was, and then she was having it held for the friend that was like
Oh,
15
no, no.
people
Fuck
back.
that.
Yeah,
That's out.
exactly. No, and believe me, like I said, if you had taken something that I wanted, I would have caused some serious shit. Yeah. But anyways, no. So this person wanted about 50 things, and it was just taking forever. Um, but I ended up getting, 10 minutes in there, and then I was gone. So I got what I wanted. The two kids in front of me helped me get what I wanted, because you couldn't cut or anything like that.
Did anybody in front of you also go for what you wanted with Lennon and
Yeah.
Harrison and the Ringo?
Yeah.
They did.
They only had two Ringos. So the person that was first in line got one, and then I got the second one. So
Okay.
again, you're taking chances. You don't know how many copies these stores.
How many did they have?
Two.
Two what?
They only had two of the Ringos.
And how much of the Lennons? Did they have both kinds?
Well, they had both kinds, and they had more of the Lennons because there was more Lennons to offer. The Ringos was only 2,000. There was
only two of them in the whole. Wow, that's really limited.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So get in there. Yeah, I got my stuff, and then I got out of there. I mean, I did check out the store a little bit because that was the first time. It's a nice little record store. I'll go back.
All right.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, nice to see everybody on here this morning. I don't know about that, David. I might have snuck in one or two other here over the last year. I slip them in sometimes.
Yeah.
Mine was a little bit different. My factory records had a thing where basically they did a numbering system. So you had to get a ticket, and then you can come back at 8:00. Now, people were there at midnight, 1:00 in the morning, just like by you, tense up, the whole nine, making it like an all-night event. I'm not into that. 20 years ago, I would have done it. I'm not doing it anymore. So I said, okay, they're going to give out tickets starting at 6 a.m. Fine. I got this guy over here in Michigan texts me and says, "Get up."
And I don't like that at all. I mean, you could be first in line, right? Get a ticket, and you could be the 30th person then, right?
No, because once it opens, they'll call the numbers out. 1 through 10, 10 through 20. So even though you go back, the person calls the number, the block of numbers out. So you can wait, and then you'll know your row of numbers is called. Then you can go.
Okay.
So I get a text from Tom at 5:21. Get your ass up. Go. I'm like, love those texts. I'm like, I'm going. Like Tom, about 5 miles away, 10, 13-minute drive. Eddie, I live in New Jersey. So I get there, and there's about 80 people already in line. I'm like, oh, screw this. And it's like 5:30, or it's just like 5:45. I'm like, all right, let me park the car. I'm like half awake, filled the coffee up, went, and then just waited. And then the line started to move, and this was to get the ticket. And I got my ticket number, and it was 80. And I'm like, all right. And it was rainy too, so I'm like, it's rainy, it's crappy out. Maybe there'll be like 20 people. This should be fine. It was 80 people in line, because this record store's like legit for this area. It's pretty popular. Right. I'm like, all right. So I got there, and then they said, okay, you could go wait, whatever. I said, you can come back at 8:00. I said, well, I'm not. I said, I'm going back home to bed for an hour and a half, and I'll come back. So I went back. I think I got back around 8:30, and they were like up to number 78 or something. Yeah. So there was a line to get back into the store. So they were like, oh, well, what number are you up to? We're up to this. So like they had to, because of fire laws and things like that. They can't have max capacity at the store. So this place did a really nice thing where when you got like 10 or 20 numbers before where you could go into the room, they had a lounge area where there was coffee and bagels and stuff you could buy, and you can sit and you can chill. Once you got into the store physically, then you heard your numbers called. And then, they go, okay, number 80. I went, and sure enough, everything that, I got three out of the 5 things I wanted. And, but the Lennon and the Ringos were long gone by the time I got there. Mind Games and Crooked Boy. And I was going to buy Crooked Boy. I know I'm very anti-Ringo, but I wanted, because I liked February Sky. I did. Skies. I like February Skies. So I was going to buy it. But Mind Games was gone, and but plenty of the Beatles stuff was still there. But in and out. But it was a zoo. I like the ticketing system. I do. I think it works. I think it works well.
Okay.
So, but I got 3 others.
Yeah.
You saw on our social media. Tom posted his. I posted mine. I'm very happy with my 3 other purchases, which we'll get to in a little bit. But Tom, you want to start with showing off?
Yeah.
What you
So
got?
I mean, I'll start with Crooked Boy only because of the fact that Joe showed his yesterday, and it wasn't really that marbly. But first time, hey Joseph Montenegro, hope you're doing well,
Hey,
buddy.
Joe.
Yeah, but you can see here, Record Store Day exclusive black and white's marble vinyl. So exclusive means that it's just exclusive to Record Store Day. So it's just I think what's exclusive about it is the black and white marble. Okay, we know this is going to get released again in a month or two, right? So, but go
The
ahead. What are you going to say?
EP or the
Yeah,
album?
no, the EP is going to come back out again.
Right, but
I
it's
mean,
not going to be.
right.
It's going to be a regular
It's
EP.
not going to.
Right.
Right. Hey, Joe.
Hello, Joe. Good morning. I really liked February Sky, so I was really trying to get it, but I'm not waking up. I'm not waiting all night for any record, especially if I can get it on eBay. Although that one's probably going to be really expensive on eBay.
We'll see. Well, here's the thing: is because then he does an event at Amoeba Records, okay?
Right.
So, and then Amoeba had an exclusive 7-inch, um, 7-inch single for February Sky, okay? That's already going on. That's already going on eBay for well over $200 as well. So, and you can only get it in store. They're
In
not
store.
selling it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you haven't played any of these yet.
No, I was
Okay.
just waiting for today to reveal everything here.
Okay.
And let's see here. This is being a pain in the ass already. So here we go. So here we go. It's got the lyrics on the sleeve here. Okay.
And how many songs on it, Tom? 3?
Four songs.
4 songs.
4. And all of them were written by Linda
Perry. Oh, what's her name?
Perry. Yeah, Perry.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see here. Let's take a look and see if this is drum roll, please. Oh, yeah. This one is a little bit more marbly than what Joe's was.
Hold her up and tilt it so there's no glare if you can.
Yeah. See?
Closer. Getting closer. Nice.
You can't. Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's it's a nice looking record there. So.
With only 2,000 nationwide, worldwide, that's really exclusive. So good on you for that. That's a good score.
Yeah. I mean, well, Ringo's not as popular as the other 4 camps. So
no.
Unfortunately.
And you also went for the Zoetrope Harrison ones too.
I went to I'll do that one. I'll do those next.
Yeah. Now apparently they're going to do Zoetrope pressings for all of George's stuff.
For all of George's stuff. So that doesn't mean we know if they're going to do them for Record Store Day for each one.
Right. Now, George's other titles, I might grab 1 or 2 of those Zoetropes, but Wonderwall and Electric Sound, no, thank you.
I know that. I'm the kind of guy that's got to start from the beginning,
I know.
So I know the glare is not that great, but I got a light like right on top of me.
Yeah.
So
It's a collectible, but Material World or any of the other stuff would be interesting. And I know our friend Alan Cozen was explaining how Zoetrope pressings work, where the image moves when you play the record.
Yeah, the image moves. Yeah, exactly.
Which, more novelty stuff, which if you're into. But, I don't know if I would get every single George Zoetrope pressing if they do that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So then it's inside of a plastic. So it's inside the sleeve, okay?
Uh-huh.
But then it's also inside a sleeve.
Okay.
So you got it inside of a plastic there.
Plastic. Yep.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, exactly. These are novelty. I mean, just another gimmick, just another way for you to, want to buy. So the record.
It is pretty cool.
So each side is different. Okay. So just trying to get a look here.
Dark Horse.
Yeah.
With the label.
And there's another, different, So I don't know how these are going to sound, Who knows even if this is vinyl or if it's just plastic or what. So, but but I think it's pretty cool. Sorry about the glare there, guys.
Looks nice.
Yeah. So that's the first one. That's electric sound, okay? So the Wonderwall is actually, I think, looks even better, but get to that right here. So here's Wonderwall
Uh-huh.
music. All right, and there's one side right there. But we'll open this sucker right now.
Live unwrapping.
Yes, and look, if you're out there and if you didn't get this and then you're seeing this now and then you end up buying it, don't blame me, okay? Don't blame me. I don't want to be responsible for you spending money, but you know. All right, so there you go. Here, let me take it out of the plastic. This one's really cool. This one I like a lot.
Kyle,
But
good morning, my friend.
hey,
Oh, that's
Kyle,
a cooler image, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the guy that's on the cover of
Yep.
the album right there. Okay, and then you turn it around, and this is really just really
All right.
neat.
Over under how many times you're going to play these records?
Under, well, I mean, I doubt I'll play them more than once. But these aren't really the kind you're gonna play. These
No.
are more than just
Collecting.
Yeah, collectible. Yeah, this is just the collectability. I mean, obviously, if I'm gonna play George Harrison, I'm gonna play the current reissue.
I hate when people always ask that question. How often are you going to play it? You can play it once and collect and shelve it because that's what you're a collector, right?
It's none of your business how many times I'm going to play.
Right. I just hate when people ask that question.
Yeah.
You play it as many. You play it once. You can leave it sealed. Whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
Last.
Doesn't matter.
Last.
Right, and last is Lennon, the 4-track EP for the upcoming Mind Games box set. So this is kind of like a sampler. Yep, that's right.
5 years ago, you couldn't give Mind Games away, but it's been the estate has promoted it very well, and the social media campaign is off the charts with it.
I just think that people have gone to revisit it and they realize that like a lot of those early McCartney records too, they're not as bad as what people.
Yeah, nice that civilization finally catch up with what I've been thinking for the last 30 years.
Yeah. So.
But and you went, so there's 2 Mind Games EPs. You just went for the color, glow in the dark. The glow in the dark.
Doesn't matter. The set's coming out on vinyl and CD, so it doesn't matter what if this is going to sound good or bad on the
true on the turntable, but
on the turntable because we're going to get good CDs, and this is in the rice paper. The vinyl's in the rice paper, which all records should be doing this.
Yeah, just about all of them are now. There it is.
So it's glow in the dark. Maybe I'll do a video showing the 2 George Harrison records and then the glow in the dark or something like that.
That'd be cool.
So, but yeah, I mean it's translucent and all that stuff.
And it's got something like an 11-minute version of "You Are Here" on side 2. I think I saw on Joe's video said that.
Yeah, maybe there's no times on the. So you'll have to.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. That's right, Doc.
That's right, Doc. It does not. Matter. So, as you know, I struck out on the Lennon. And I heard people telling me as they were coming out that it was gone. So, in my anxiety state, I grabbed my phone and I went to eBay and I looked for it, and there were already copies on eBay. And I think I got the Dayglow, I'm not calling it Dayglow, glow in the dark, and the standard one, both of them for about $80, which is more than what I think it was 30. At your store, so I got them. I'll have them this week. Right. That was the one thing I wanted, and it wasn't there.
Yeah. Before you go, before you start showing your stuff, if you guys are new here, thanks for showing up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Help the channel grow. We really appreciate you being here and watching us. 2 knuckleheads unbox stuff.
but yeah, that's a nice. Yeah, Mind Games is. That's the one of the first albums I was always drawn to. So now that it's getting all this attention, like I was like, I gotta have that one, and of course it was gone. So, and I don't do the eBay thing. You're an eBayer, so
yeah. So at midnight midnight during Record Store Day, they gave samplers on John Lennon's YouTube channel. They didn't put the whole track on there, but they gave like a minute-long sampler. So I did get to hear, a good chunk of these, the night before. So it's Mind Games. I'm the Greatest on side A. This is featuring George Harrison, Ringo Starr, and Klaus Vormann. Okay, and then B-sides you got Asama-san.
Asima-sen.
Thank you. I've never been able to pronounce that.
Asima-sen.
Asima-sen, and then You Are Here. Outtake. Yeah. So, yeah.
Why, Joe? Was it less than? I guess he paid
Danny,
more.
No. Danny's a stickler for he doesn't like seeing people spend money. So, it's an inside joke. So don't worry.
Whatever. I wanted him. So.
Yeah.
So again, my record store purchases are not Beatle related, but I think some of the people on here are interested in them anyway. Tom said he had this one in his hand. I'm surprised he did not grab it. I went for the 2 LP 50th anniversary of Caribou by Elton John, celebrating its 50th anniversary this year with an additional double second disc of B-sides, a new radio mix of The Bitch Is Back, which I've never been too crazy about, but really for Beatle people, you've got a Ringo demo of the song he gave away to Ringo, which was Snookeroo, which was on the second disc. So I played this once to ask to answer what I think Scott was asking. I played it yesterday and a little bit this morning.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Joe. So yeah, 2 LPs, really nice blue vinyl.
Yeah, let's see that blue box. So listen, I hate The Bitch Is Back and Don't Let the Sun Go Down and Don't Let the Sun Go Down, man. I hate those two songs with a passion. I mean, and if it wasn't for those two songs, I probably would have bought because you do have a Ringo connection on there on the bonus disc. You do have Elton John's version of Snookeroo.
Yeah, and it's got one of the best underrated Elton songs of all time in Ticking, which closes the original album.
Okay.
So here it is. On the original Dick James music label, another Beatle connection. Here you go.
All right. Look at that. Nice blue. Nice sharp blue.
Very nice sharp blue looking vinyl here for Caribou. Second disc is the same color. No Zoetrope or anything, but it's nice. It's nice to have played it. It's I didn't notice too much, surface noise with it. I know it's colored vinyl. It's not a picture disc, which I bought one of those that might have. Picture discs sometimes do sound a little bit more surface noisy than colored vinyl, which is better. Music sound gear. I saw that too. The story of the Who records. Yeah, I saw that. I could have got that as well, but nah. But yeah, I'm really glad. And this is an exclusive. This is a record store. I'm not sure if this is going to be made outside of Record Store Day. And there was about 5 or 6 of these left by the time I got in. So,
okay, cool.
And I really thought the Beatles stuff would be there because based on last year's Record Store Day, we got Red Rose Speedway. We got the half speed, which was first issued on Record Store Day. And by the time I didn't even queue up that year. I went in and there was like 12, 15 copies of Red Rose Speedway still there. So I'm like, all right, this is like an indie crowd, punk, 80s, whatever. The Beatles stuff will be there. John and Ringo, gone. So you live and you learn. So that's Caribou. Second title I got, diving into the prog rock realm, I got the 1971 Yale Bowl bootleg, which is an official release but made to look like a real 70s bootleg.
Right. No, that's cool. That's real cool.
And this was the lineup of Yes with Bill and Tony Kaye still in the band on the Yes album tour. Just a couple of tracks. Yours Is No Disgrace, All Good People, The Clap, and Perpetual Change. And I did give this a spin once too, and it's not soundboard, but it's not terrible either. So I would say I'd call it a very good audience recording. And even the label is designed to look very bootleggy.
Yeah, bootleggish, yeah.
But it's got the Rhino Atlantic label on there as well. And it's to hear live recordings of this version of Yes is pretty rare. because Tony Kaye was left the band right around this time, and Bill left in '72. So to get an official release of this version of Yes is pretty cool. And yeah, again, it was like 20 of these. 20 of these. So there's Chris, John, Tony, and Bill and Steve, all in their 1971 glory. Yale Bowl. All right, last one.
You said 4 tracks. 4 tracks on that.
4 tracks. Yeah,
okay.
4 tracks on that one. All right, and here's Picture This Time. This one I got to pull Hunyadi and open it because it's still sealed. But this was ELP's Pictures at an Exhibition, which is their second or I think third album. Which is and ELP's done a few of these where they issue their albums on picture disc. I don't think this was an exclusive. This will be made available outside of Record Store Day as well. Yeah, another great early '70s prog rock band. Best known probably for their big hit "Lucky Man." If you know that track, "Lucky Man."
Oh yeah.
Which is one of their songs. I don't have a fancy pen like
man.
Exactly.
He was.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have the nice fancy pen like Tom, so we're just going to rip her open.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Just rip that bitch.
Yep. Okay, so inner like heavier
Yeah.
plastic bag to keep the record in there.
Yeah,
And-
that was just like the George Harrison's records right
Yeah.
there.
Side 1 of Pictures at an Exhibition, and side 2, which is basically a classical piece of music by I think a Russian composer called Mussorgsky, and it's like from like the 1800s. And Keith Emerson, who was hugely influenced by classical music, there's like it's ELP putting their prog rock style on classical music, and very early childhood memories with this one. And again, I thank Pops for introducing me to this one. I know it's one of his favorite ones too. I got to put this the right way, but that was it. And there was one other one I was looking for, but I didn't see it there. I don't know if anybody's into it. I don't know if maybe Joe saw it, because I know he's a fan of the band too. Was the Four Seasons also had a reissue of their 1969 album, The Genuine Imitation Life Gazette, and I wanted that too, and it was gone. I didn't even see, you know, when you're thumbing through and the titles, the list. I didn't even see that there, so they may not have had it. That's basically the Four Seasons doing their best version of like Sgt. Pepper, like the Four Seasons trying to do psychedelic music, late '68, early '69. And I have an original pressing of it, but I was looking for the Record Store Day copy of it, but I did not see it. But again, I did find it online as well later on. So I would say I did 3 out of 6. I got 3 in store and I got 3 online. No, Doc, we talked about that at the top. That was not in our interest at all.
But
they were going like hotcakes.
Yeah. Our compadre, Mitch Axelrod, he did get one. They were $199, or it was the $199 at the store I was at. So I don't know how much it cost at other stores, if they charge more or less. But
how many did they have? Did you see?
One.
That was
They
it?
had one.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I saw at Factory, there must have been about 4 or 5 people walking out with those.
Really? Oh, wow.
I saw waiting in line, people like 4 or 5 people walking out with that 3-inch turntable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious about how it sounds. Like I said, Mitch Axelrod's gonna do. He'll do a review video on it. So looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, no interest whatsoever. Now, I mean, if it was a Red Rose Speedway 3-inch mini, or whatever, Paul McCartney, then yeah.
Yes. then we're buying it.
Yeah. Oh, Joan said her store got one. I mean 9. She had.
Yeah,
she had
see, a lot of
9,
them.
and
A
she
lot
got
of
one.
stores
That's
had,
great.
depending on, I guess, size. It's interesting. I wonder how they disseminate the record store supply stock based on quantity, right? If you're a huge store, you're going to get bigger numbers. If you're a small indie store, you're not going to get too many. Like there's one right down the road from my house, and it's a nice record store. They didn't even participate in Record Store Day because they're too small.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So interesting.
So excellent. Yeah. So that's what we got. You can always go to if you ever go to another record store, you never know. They'll have the Ringo or I mean, it's not over yet. I mean, you could
No,
go
no,
on
and I didn't realize again. I mean, the Ringo EP is coming out, so it's not like if you want the
right,
EP, you're going to get the EP. You just didn't going to get the marble version of it. And
right.
yeah, I'm for the first time since what was it 2021 with the first one with Zoom In. I'm kind of somewhat excited, because I liked what I heard. See, Joe,
Yeah, and then
I like Ringo. I do.
plus, I mean, since 20, I mean, this is a 12-inch record. Okay, the last 3 EPs were 10-inch records. Okay,
Right.
so now his fourth one or whatever one this is back to being a 12-inch record.
You know
So
what's going to happen?
uh,
At some point, he's going to take all these EPs and throw them on an album. You know that's coming.
we shall see. We
So,
shall see.
how did everybody else do on Record Store Day? I know
Yeah.
Joan said she did, or she had her daughter out, and she's a smart cookie. I know Tony went
I
out.
brought you in this world. You go to the record store and you get
And you go get it. Yeah.
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Music
go get
Sound
it,
Gear
yeah.
went. Yeah. Tom or James, did you guys, Limverani, did you guys venture out? I messaged Ken Michaels. I said, Ken, did you happen to go out? Because I know Ken loves all. I said, Ken, did you go out for the early morning rush and get the Record Store Day stuff? And he wrote back, I know you're kidding. So I don't know if he did or he didn't.
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards on he didn't. I know that the queen
No, he
of
didn't.
all
Yeah.
the queen of all Beatles media, Kid O'Toole, she did quite
Right.
well.
Yep.
She did.
Got a couple
She got
things.
Fleetwood Mac. I saw that. She did. She did quite well. So, okay, Tom, he just does CDs. Okay. Yeah. Oh, he was. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the Snookeroo version of the Elton demo that he gave to Ringo was really cool. It was like for a Beatles connection, it's right in there. Yeah. But I do think stuff like that though, like, okay, you've got extra material like that. I think it should be made available like commercially outside of Record Store Day for download or streaming or something. Like if you're a diehard Elton fan and you want that and you couldn't afford that and you can't hear it just because it was on Record Store Day and it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. That's the one of the things that gets people out for Record Store Day. I mean, you gotta have it. You gotta have it to where people feel it's worth it going. Like, if you're gonna make it available, then 4 months later on vinyl, it's just like, okay, that's just gonna make people say, okay, well then why do I need to go to Record Store Day?
That's true. I mean, could you imagine if the Wings live box was part of Record Store Day
Right.
and like that was an exclusive? Can you imagine? Like,
Right.
it was already exclusive enough,
Right.
But imagine like that Wings live over Europe being part of the Big Barn box, being part of Record Store Day. Then I'd camp out for a week. For that I would.
Yeah. Exactly. And again, that's the chance you take at your record store. You have no idea, how many copies they're going to get and what they're going to get.
Well,
Some
my record store the night before posted on Instagram their list of what they got. Like you have the Record Store Day overall list of what they're coming out, and then I think a day before they're allowed to disclose what titles they're going to have.
Okay.
So they did, and that's why I was like, so But again, I just I took a shot this year to wake up early, got burned, got them on eBay, but whatever. But I don't think. Unless it's some kind of crazy Paul Wings thing in the future, I don't think I'm going to be waking up too early. Yes, David. Yes. Damn right. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Well, listen, David, what do you say? I would have lined up for 48 hours. Yeah, there were some lives. There were some live Stones too. I saw there was a Stones title in there too. What was the record of the title you saw a lot of people going for? I know did Miss Queen Swiftie have anything out this year? I think she did, right?
No. She had a new album out, but not exclusive. One thing I was kind of interested in, and if I would have waited a little longer, I would. One of my favorite comedies of all time is Airplane, and they had an Airplane soundtrack. So I would have considered that, but didn't do it.
Yeah, after waiting all night, you want to just get what you went there for and go home and go to sleep.
Yeah. Plus, I had to work, so I got home. We decided that we were gonna just go live on Sunday and talk about this. So I hopped in bed. I got about 2 hours sleep, and then went into work. So yeah, I mean, we both had long days because you had to work afterwards as well. So
Huh.
you know,
Right. So
yeah,
that's Tony's store was full of Swifties. Okay. Um,
yeah,
I know there's a new band called Paramore, which a lot of people were grabbing titles by them, or I think I've heard some of their stuff.
okay,
Um, but it's grown. It really has grown since 2000, whatever year it started. It's become, an event in April, and
sure has.
the one in April
November.
was the OG record store day. Then when they added Black Friday, when did they add that? Anybody know?
I don't know, but I mean, I've just had so much fun doing these and connecting with people over the records and whatnot. Um, I tell you what, the second record store day I went to the Black Friday in 2015. The next one in 2016 that I went to, we lined up at a Z at 6 a.m. and I was second in line. Okay. 6 a.m. Now you go to a record store now at 6 a.m. You'll probably be like 40th or 50th, 60th in line.
Or
So
80th,
that's
like
just
I was.
or 80th, So I mean, that just goes to show you how popular this has really gotten.
It has, and that's hey, it's the music's out there. I mean, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, this was never going to happen, but it's back and it's here, and just about all of our favorite artists are. But there are some years where, like, I know David looked at the list. He's like, "Nah, nothing's grabbing. I asked him, "Are you going to go?" And he goes, "Nah,
Right.
nothing's grabbing me." And he would just go online.
Right.
He told me he's not getting up anymore either. So I don't blame him. After his
Hey,
story, he had his story is classic. He went up. He told me that in 17 he wanted to get the reissue of Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane, and he just missed out on it. And then he got it on eBay for like $20 more. So he said, "The hell with this! I'm not doing that again." So I was channeling David yesterday. I'm like, ugh.
Flipping sissies, get in line. Wake up.
No.
It's not that bad, okay?
Sleep.
Unbelievable.
So
It's one day, you sleep in on Sunday.
what he said.
Whatever. Kids these days, I tell you.
So, but that's it. That's it. I thought maybe the Queen would
Yeah.
pop on, but I don't think she's around. But that is our recap of Record Store Day 2024. We will have a new show for you this Saturday. We didn't have one this past week because we did drop one earlier at the beginning of the month. So we knew this was Record Store Day weekend, so we were going to do a video at some point. So we will have a new show for you on Saturday, and that will be the show where we kind of focus on the interview transcripts of Paul talking to Stephen Gaines for the Peter Brown book.
There you go.
And that will be episode 245. You too, MVP.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, David. Thank you, Joe, Doc, the Ronnies. You got Joseph. You got
Music Sound Gear. Everybody.
Music Sound Gear. Yeah. Jones here. You got Joseph.
Kyle Hand, our buddy.
Kyle Hand, absolutely. Don't want to forget Kyle Hand. Got Mayo. We got who else was here? In the comment section, got Mike.
Steve Sanderson. Yep.
Beetle Mike's here. Yep, Beetle Eddie. So thank you all for popping in.
Scott O'Rourke, thank you.
Scotty was here. So
and Joan, of course.
Everybody. Yep, Joan, hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And like Andy said, we will see you next week. So if you got something, enjoy them. And
have a good week, everybody.